Morning at Properties. It's Tuesday, June 9th. I'm Amy Corr here out of our Winnetka office, and I'm joined by Kevin Van Eck, who's live out of our Peoria office. We're excited to be back with you today as we are all getting back into the offices. So thank you for joining us for another episode of Coffee with Amy and Kevin. Good morning, Kevin. And I see someone had a chance to go to Supercuts this weekend.
Yeah. Yes, I did. Not necessarily Supercuts, but my sister's responsible for this one, and I was lucky that she was in town this weekend. So I did. Feeling very, very aerodynamic for this coffee with Amy and Kevin. So thank you.
It looks good.
Good morning, everybody.
It looks good.
Today we're going to talk about, we have a few announcements to make, but ultimately we're going to talk about something that should always be at the forefront of our minds, but sometimes falls to the back. But to start with the announcements, the first thing we want to recap is in terms of At Gives Back and SocialWorks. And so you saw possibly last week when Thad shared that we are now partnered with SocialWorks, which is the organization that Chance the Rapper has set up. And so At Gives Back for the remainder of the year and into 2021, that will be our partnership. So stay tuned. We have a lot of things planned. We have an event planned if we're able to do it. And we have a lot of opportunities where you can become involved in SocialWorks. But in the meantime, in the DMS, you have the ability to either make a one-time donation from a transaction or ongoing donations from transactions. And then you also have the ability to go to the atproperties.com site to the At Gives Back page, and you're able to donate through PayPal there.
That's so great. I'm really excited about this partnership with SocialWorks. We actually have another exciting new partnership to talk about, and it is with a company by the name of Refresh. And I know that Kevin had a chance to refresh his look over the weekend, and I'm super excited to say that post-quarantine, I'm getting ready to refresh my look this afternoon. Getting ready to see my hair gal after a long 10.5 weeks. But anyway, nonetheless, Refresh is a great new company. And the owner is A. Perry and Associates. I don't know if many of you know him, but Tony Perry is an extremely well-known builder in the North Shore and surrounding suburbs. And Tony's been building custom homes for well over 15 years, really high quality and very well thought through homes. And he recognized really sort of this opportunity in the marketplace that so many of us as agents have been seeing in our suburban markets and in the city as well. But it's really when sellers are looking to get ready to put their homes on the market, we really take an opportunity to talk to them about staging, but also maybe improving the look and feel or refreshing their home to get it ready for sale. But we oftentimes know the roadblock for that is that it costs money in order for our sellers to oftentimes put in what really needs to be done in order to make the home have that great new turnkey look that buyers are always anticipating or are looking for. So Tony's done a great job of figuring out how to make this happen for your sellers. So he's created a new program where he and his entire team create the opportunity for you as brokers to work with them and connect them to your sellers for an analysis on their home and how to refresh it for sale. But the cool thing is that your sellers don't have to pay until closing. So it's a really nice opportunity to be able to get the refreshing and the look that they want in order to sell, but then have the luxury of being able to pay at the closing table. So there's a great opportunity for you to sign up and get more information. There is a link that we put into this email for their realtor network on their website. And so you can go in, you can put in your contact information, and Tony and his team will reach out to you and have a complimentary consult for you. If you take a look at the photos that Kevin just put up, they're amazing before and after samples. And if you are able to kind of see them, you will see the quality of work and just how amazing these transformations are. So I would really encourage you, as things start to heat up this summer and you start getting busy with your sellers, you want to make sure that you have all of your vendor partners ready to go. So make sure you have a complimentary consult with Tony and his team, and they'll be able to guide you through their process and how they may be able to work with you and your clients. The nice thing is we're also creating an opportunity for you to be able to use this as a marketing tool out to your sphere of influence. So on Content Hub, we have ready to go digital advertising or promotion aligning you with Refresh and what you can offer your clientele. So check it out on Content Hub. We also have an opportunity for you to be sending this out via direct mail. So if you are really interested in getting this new opportunity in front of your sphere of influence, there's a direct mail option that you can check out on platform as well. And if you want to take a look at their website and get more information, you can go to refresh2sell.com. And that is refresh, the number 2, sell.com. So check them out. They are servicing all of the Chicagoland suburbs, and it's just a great opportunity for you to have another avenue or way to create value for your sellers as we pick up and get moving this summer.
Amy, I want to go back really quickly to these before and after photos. Can you imagine, like, looking like this was stunning to me, and for everyone watching, you can share these with your clients. And if you contact them, you sign up for the Realtor Network, they'll have more before and afters to be able to share with you. But can you imagine walking into this bottom one versus having to show the top one? Like, what a difference, right?
It's amazing, the transformations that even just color, paint, a little bit of refurbishing furnishings, it's extraordinary, the difference in look and feel. So I would buy both places below, no problem.
Same. All right, so let's talk about our topic today. We're going to talk about safety. And sometimes safety falls by the wayside, meaning we don't talk about it enough, we don't focus on it, but all signs are pointing to a busy summer. So we want to make sure that this doesn't fall by the wayside because your safety is number one. And with that, we have some tips for you today. It sounds basic. I know some of you may not, you may feel like you know all of this stuff, you know all these things, but we also know that a lot of times we take things for granted. Please continue to watch and listen to these safety tips because, again, there is nothing more important than your safety. We don't want to scare anyone, but the reality is that for those of us that have been around long enough, we have stories, we've heard stories, we know things that have happened, and we've all been in that scenario where the hair on the back of our neck stands up. And so we want to make sure that when that happens, that we know how to react. And we know how to prevent putting ourselves in the positions where those things or anything could happen. So let's start with open houses, Amy.
Yeah, so we want to talk about open houses. And I think to Kevin's point, we don't want to scare you, but we want to prepare you. You know, nothing is better than kind of being one step ahead for any situation that may happen. And so with open houses, oftentimes we are doing these alone. So we just want you to stop for a second and think about that. You know, if you're in an empty home and you've got strangers that are coming in, granted, hopefully they're signing in, you still don't necessarily know very much about these individuals. So, just think about also the new scenario that we are playing out where people are coming in wearing masks. And, it just unfortunately gives a little bit more of an opportunity for anybody out there who may want to take advantage. Now it's a little bit harder for us to actually being able to even see what everyone looks like. So again, we don't want to scare you, but we want you to think about this new norm. And so when you're sitting open houses, maybe consider sitting them with somebody else. If you've got another agent or a co-list, maybe you do it together. Maybe you can just grab a friend or a family member, and maybe they don't have to sit with you the whole time, but maybe they just come in and check in every half hour or every 45 minutes, and you've got them kind of on the ready on your cell phone. You can set up check-in times with people that you know, again, whether it's a colleague or whether it's your spouse or just somebody that knows where you are. That's the other thing, is make sure people that care for you know where you're going to be located from that 12 to 2 time frame. So, and make sure that you tell them that you're going to check in as soon as you've wrapped up. So we just want you to start thinking about it ahead of time, because when you're in the situation, you don't always have that much time to think, but if you've prepared or thought through it ahead of time, hopefully you can take some safe measures.
Yeah, that's a great point, because we don't have a lot of time to make a decision on how we're going to react. So knowing how you'll react ahead of time and having a plan is super important. And that's the same with showings, and specifically showings that come from the web, right? So we all get leads on our listings that are from Zillow or Trulia or from appproperties.com. And so we get these leads and we're really excited to work with them, but I want to make sure that we all understand what happens when we're meeting a lead. We are meeting a complete stranger in an empty home. And so just think about that. We're meeting a complete stranger in an empty home, and the only thing we're relying on is the information they gave us. So here are some quick tips, some steps to take. Number one, get all of their contact info. That means full name, email, phone number, and then make sure that you confirm the appointment by using that contact info. Send them an email confirmation, send them a text confirmation, and then go a step further into researching who they are. And this sounds maybe like extra work, but it's your safety. Again, you're meeting a stranger. So Google them, Google their name, Google their phone number, see what comes up. And then for those of us that are members of NASBAR, you have a unique opportunity because you have access to an app called Forewarn. And Forewarn is an app, I have it, it's super handy. You put in someone's phone number and it pulls up all of the information about that person, and it is effectively what the FBI and police use. So it'll give you all of the detail on whoever is attached to that phone number, confirming that that person is who they say they are. Now again, if you're a member of NASBAR, it's included. So if you Google NASBAR and Forewarn, F-O-R-E-W-A-R-N, if you Google that, it will come up, the partner page. We've also included it in the email below, but you can sign up there. If you're not a member of NASBAR, it's relatively inexpensive. I think it's about $16, $17 per month. And again, it's your safety. And if you are doing a lot of lead work, meaning meeting buyers, meeting potential sellers that you receive through online leads, this is a must-have. If you don't have that app, at the very least, verify through social media by researching them, whether it's LinkedIn or another site. Do everything you can to verify that you're meeting somebody legitimate, and make sure you tell somebody, whether it's a friend, family member, colleague, you tell them who you are meeting, when, and where.
Yeah, those are great pointers, Kevin. And I think the other thing is I've had a lot of agents out of my office who use Forewarn, and it makes them feel really comfortable because they do get to get some type of an assessment of who the individual is that they might be meeting ahead of time. But what it's also allowed them to do is when they aren't feeling comfortable about the results that they see on Forewarn, they come to me. So, make sure to reach out to your managing broker if you are put in a position where you're getting a, showing request from someone that you don't really know, whether they're off Zillow or Trulia or just call off the sign. And if you're not comfortable, that is okay. Go with your gut because your gut is usually 99% of the time correct. And even if it's a matter of your managing broker going with you or figuring out how to better screen this individual for your safety. So make sure to, use us as a resource. If you run into troubles with a showing you're not comfortable with, we'll help guide you through it or talk through the best case scenario. So talking about showing specifically, we are getting back into the game and you all are very busy. Both Kevin and I have been hearing it over the last week and a half, and that is great. But, we still need to always remember safety first. And even with those showings, if you're meeting somebody that you don't really know, if you are using a lockbox or the Central Lock, just make sure that you securely lock the lockbox so that no one else can get into it or be able to take the keys, or make sure you have them in hand the whole time because you just don't want to compromise anybody being able to get in or out of that house later on or at a different point. Make sure that when you are taking people through the homes that you are always behind everyone that's going in and out. You want to essentially make sure that they're flowing into the rooms in front of you, and then as they're coming out, you allow them to come out, and then you sort of follow behind on the caboose. The importance of that is it just always allows you to keep an eye on the individuals in the home. Unfortunately, prior to videoing, Kevin and I were just talking about some scary scenarios that we've heard over the last, 12 months. Thank goodness everyone has been okay, but they have definitely been compromised by being in a home with somebody that they didn't know, and they were taken by surprise from someone behind them. So just those simple tips, I know sometimes they sound silly or we forget about them, but just be mindful because when you're in the moment and you have that gut feeling, you need to be prepared that you can act and make sure that you can get to safety as quickly as possible. And then the other thing is just also be really careful for showings after dark. And it's not even necessarily just in the home. It's even just coming in and out of the property itself. Just be aware of your surroundings. We just really want to make sure that we keep all of you guys safe this summer and into the fall. And we just wanted to, I think, talk about this because we now are operating in a new normal where everyone on the street is, kind of disguising who they are simply because everyone needs to wear masks. So just recognize that there might be people who are looking for opportunities in this new normal, and we just want to make sure that we can keep you safe.
That's right. So Thank you, Amy. I think that with safety, it's something that we will constantly be reminding you of because it's really important. And as we get back into a routine, it's easy for us to forget about it and just operate and just do and go on showings and meet people at properties and do open houses and people come in. It's always important to keep this top of mind. And speaking of routines, as we wrap up, I want to make sure that everyone has been doing their daily routine, the do it now morning routine that we've talked about over the last 60 days. And so think about it right now. Think about what you've done over the last week, 2 weeks since Do It Now has ended. And have you been doing the morning routine? And what is the morning routine? Remember, it's gratitudes. It is writing 2 handwritten notes. It is getting 30 minutes of exercise or some sort of activity and a couple of other things. So make sure that you are sticking to the morning routine because the way to start your day is the way that you are going to work and be efficient through the rest of your day. So if you start with that, you are starting off on the right foot. Don't lose your morning routine now that we are able to go back to some sort of normal. Just a reminder on that. So take inventory really quickly on how you've been with your morning routine. And then the second thing coming out of today, go to Refresh. If you operate in the suburbs, go to the Refresh page. Amy gave the link. It's also in the email below. Go there, sign up for the Realtor Network because it's a huge asset and opportunity for you to provide another source of value to your clients that are looking to sell. And remember, it's much easier for you to sell a property that looked like the ones that we showed after the fact than the ones that were before. And lastly, as we wrap up, please make sure to continue sending feedback to coffee@properties.com. We'd love to hear what you want to hear about. We'd love to hear what questions you have. We'd love to hear what topics you feel are important now. So please send anything and everything to coffee@properties.com, and Amy and I will get through those and make sure that we do include exactly what you want to hear on our Coffee with Amy and Kevin when we are hosting them on Tuesdays moving forward. So thanks, everyone, for joining us. Fill up your coffee, and hope you have a great day.
Have a great day, guys, and be ready for my refresh. Next Tuesday, you're going to see a new Amy. Hopefully
yes, can't wait.
Okay.
Amy, you look great, Amy. There's no refreshing needed. I think it's all in your mind.
All right, guys. Make it a great day.